Hi, this is Lee Garrett and welcome to another edition of Screencasts Online. In the last full video I did, which is show 1141, I started looking at the latest version of Microsoft Outlook on macOS. It's undergone an extensive redesign, something that I jokingly refer to as the Fisher-Price look because of the level of simplicity involved. In that video, we looked at how to license Outlook with an Office 365 subscription. So because we covered how that pricing structure worked, I'm not going to be touching on that here, nor will I be looking at Mail, which was the primary focus of that first video. Instead, I'm going to be looking at the calendar and contacts functionality that Outlook has to offer. Now, for those of you who have used the previous versions of Outlook, you may be thinking, hey, Lee, what about tasks and notes? To which I'd first say, don't call me Haley. Then I'd say that tasks, or to do, as it's now called, and notes are no longer part of Microsoft Outlook on macOS. To do is a separate web application, and rather than using notes in Outlook, Microsoft is steering you towards using the Microsoft OneNote application instead. So those useful sticky notes that you had in Outlook are no more. That said, the calendar and contact sections in Outlook are still pretty powerful. So let's go take a look. Okay, I'm following on pretty much straight from the last video here with regards to the setup that we have. I'm in the calendar section at the moment of Outlook, and the three core sections of Outlook, so that's Mail, Calendar and Contacts, are available down here with these buttons. Now this here is the sidebar, and if we want to have a little bit more real estate, we can click up here to both show and hide the sidebar as we need. You should note that you can still access these three buttons down here when the sidebar is hidden, because as I click, they're simply listed vertically here at the bottom. Okay, what else do we have in the sidebar? So at the top, we have a calendar. There's only 1 month viewable at a time, and you can scroll through the months with these arrows here, left and right. Then below the calendar, we have our accounts. And these accounts were added in the first video. So the first one is an Office 365 account. And as I expand, I've got more disclosure triangles as the calendars I have access to are separated into sections. So the top section is My Calendars. And these contain all of my default calendars that were created with my Office 365 account. I haven't created any new ones here, although we can do and will do later in the video. You can check the circles to the left. And this will add the calendars to the main view on the right-hand side, and then simply uncheck them to remove. Underneath other calendars, here will be listed any calendars that have been shared with you if you're working on or you're just in an environment where you deal with shared calendars from other people. Now this one here, Your Family, is actually an Office 365 calendar that comes from me having family members as part of my Office 365 subscription. Because I've designated their accounts as members of my family, we now have a family shared calendar that we can all access. Then below that, we have groups. And groups are going to be touched on later in this video. We're going to create one. But a group is essentially a number of accounts that are able to share resources such as a group email address, a group calendar, and more. And as said, we're going to create one of these later. I'll just close this. And below we have the Gmail account that I added in the first video. So Outlook can see Gmail calendars okay. And if I expand this, the 4 calendars that are contained in that Gmail account are here. Now, if I click them, you can see that as I add this one here, Outlook can't seem to handle seeing more than 4 calendars on the screen at once. Or at least this resolution that I've got on my MacBook Pro can't. I don't know if it's any better on a higher res display, but it just reverts to showing my default calendar. But if I uncheck, we can see that they are here. So there's a maximum of 3 that can be displayed at once. Okay, let's clear these off now and collapse this again. And take a look at what we have up here in the toolbar. So there is a date picker where we can click these arrows to advance through or back in the increments that are selected just over here on the right. Then if you want to go straight back to today, just click today here. And we're taken back to today's date. You can click individually on these dates as well in the calendar, but today's date is always clearly highlighted here in blue. And clicking today, of course, takes us back to today's date, the 5th of April as I record this.
That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from Screencasts Online. Screencasts Online is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. All of our members get access to brand new, up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV using the members-only Screencasts Online Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the digital Screencasts Online monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit screencastsonline.com today and become a Screencasts Online member.